inherited standard. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden says hospital in Gaza must be protected. I'm Ifichukumoyin with the news. The organized labor in Rivers State has ordered its affiliates to mobilize their members to shut down every working environment, both in the public and private sector today. Yesterday, during a media briefing, the president of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, Festus Osifo, said all the affiliate unions in both the NLC and TUC have been mobilized for the strike.
Of midnight today, a nationwide strike is going to commence. All affiliates of Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, Nigeria Labour Congress, all state councils of the two centers have been mobilized adequately, and this is going to be indefinite until government at all levels wake up to their responsibility.
The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC and TUC are starting the strike to protest the attack on the NLC president and others in Owerri, Imo State on November 1st, as well as other pending labour issues. The federal government has asked the organized labour to shelve its strike, reminding them of a restraining order issued by the National Industrial Court, Abuja, on Friday. Moving on, the young man Damian Okoligwe, accused of killing his girlfriend Justina Otwene, has been remanded to the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre. He was remanded to the centre by trial magistrate Chief Magistrate Eno Anobum, who also ordered that the case file be transferred to Director of Public Prosecutions DPP for legal advice. His lawyer Oji Nweke did not object when the prosecution lawyer asked the court to remand Mr. Okoligwe due to the weight of his offence. Correspondent Emekotoka reports that the case was postponed to December 15. Meanwhile, some residents of Rivers State are calling on the police to intensify efforts to capture the wanted cult leader David Gift, known as Tubaba.
Yes, the killing in Ahoda is becoming like a movie series. If they are tired of this, they should hands up and call other security agencies to help them, to assist them to fish out these hoodlums.
They don't keep 5 persons now. Who know how else they will keep people for that community?
This was changed. So now that new are coming now, I think you need time for him to be able to sit and review all the things that his predecessor left behind. But for now, I think they tried their best as at when the other man was around.
The police people, they have to put more effort to see and catch the person.
Meanwhile, some residents of Rivers State are calling on the police to intensify effort to capture the wanted cult leader David Gift, known as Tubaba. Yesterday, the Rivers State Police Command said 2 suspected cultists were killed in Ahoda East over the weekend. Spokesperson of the command, SB Grace Iringokoko, said in a statement that operatives of Ahoda Police Station received a distress call on Sunday morning that some suspected cultists loyal to wanted David Gift, also known as Tubaba, invaded Odiemerei community in search of suspected police informant. She said when the police got to the community, the hoodlums, who had killed 5 people, opened fire upon sighting the police but were overpowered. In the meantime, a woman, Comfort Wagadi, says her landlord attacked her and her husband with a machete for refusing his love advances, showing her head injuries and a cut on her husband's hand. Mrs. Wagadi tells newsmen that the incident happened at Ekulobia Street in Mile 3, Diobu, Port Harcourt on May 15. She said the police have arrested the landlord, who initially fled after the attacks. Mrs. Wagadi is now demanding justice on the matter.
So since then, our two, the female use of our hand. Now when they don't arrest them, I want made them take the case to court. Make justice there for the case.
Away from that, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says his administration will not perform below the standard he inherited. Governor Fubara said this when he inspected the Woji Aleto Alesa refinery road today.
We know that Rivers State is noted for project. No matter what the situation is, we are not going to lower the standard that we have come to meet.
Governor Fubara also said the Woji Aleto Alesa refinery road will help reduce traffic on the east-west road. Our correspondent reports that the Woji Aleto Alesa 6.5-kilometer road is designed to have a 200-meter bridge. In another development, Chairman of the Rivers State Civil Society Organization, NFA, George Will, has been speaking on the political crisis in the state and how it affects governance.
The Rivers State Civil Society organizations call on the Rivers State government to focus on governing the state and not to allow the ongoing political crisis bedeviling our state to distract him from the task given to him by Rivers people. We say this because at the end of his tenure, Rivers people will judge him by the human progress and development he has brought to them, and not by how many political battles he has won.
Still to come, NDDC's Tony Okocha issues 14-day ultimatum. Stay with us.
Dear business owners, company directors, and
Friends of SIM Worldwide, in conjunction with the Opobonkoro chapter, is still condemning the attempted impeachment of the governor of Rivers State by a faction of the House of Assembly led by Martin Amehule. In a statement, they said it almost distracted the governor and people of Rivers State. The statement was jointly signed by Tamuna Benson, Adolphus Berawari, Samson Wilson, Jeremiah Deresomat Kondu, and Augusta Peterside. It said the action of the politicians whom they describe as power-drunk and the PDP elders in the state whom they called greedy for supporting the impeachment is regrettable. The statement said that they support the governor and the Edison Ehie-led faction of the assembly in the state. They said the suspension of Mr. Ehie was laughable. They warned the PDP elders and other state actors to tread with caution, adding that they are only swimming in murky waters, which, according to the statement, will consume them in no time. They congratulated their Opobonkoro Assembly representative, Adolphus Orubi Enimiga, his Boni counterpart, Victor Okojumbo, and others for standing by the governor, adding that posterity will be fair to them in their own time of need. In other news, River State representative of the board of Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC, Tony Okocha, has issued a 14-day ultimatum to Professor Reginald Amadi and others to publicly apologize to him or face legal action. Mr. Okocha, at a media briefing in his office in Port Harcourt, said Professor Amadi, during a protest last week, accused him of masterminding the abduction of two Rumi Igbo sons, Bobby Ezekiel and Chamberlain Ohonda, in Abuja.
But I feel sad that the last one that was held, one Professor Reginald Amadi, he was the leader of the group of miscreants that took to the streets, chanting war songs, threatening to destroy my properties for what I do not know about. And I want to say this, that I am giving Professor Reginald Amadi and his cohorts, that I'm giving them 14 days. I'm working within the ambit of the law to retract, apologize to me for the attempt to tarnish my reputation. If they don't do that in 14 days, I will press defamation charges in the courts.
Mr. Okocha, a former chief of staff at the River State Government House, also denied involvement in the chieftaincy crisis in the Rumibo community.
I am not in the picture. I don't know what they're talking about. It is just another attempt to defame my character. And I want anybody to prove to the fact that either in the petition that went to the police or in the legal cases that my name is anywhere on any of the documents, even the local one that was done at the hearing panel I told you. I want anybody to prove. The other question to ask is, if I'm a kidnapper and you know that I kidnapped your brother, is it really the practice that the way you release your brother, get your brother out, is to begin to protest instead of reporting that kidnapper to the security agencies?
Recall that Professor Reginald Amadi, during a protest by some chiefs, youth and women of Rumiwo community, accused Mr. Okocha of being behind the abduction of Bobby Ezekiel and Chamberlain Ohonda in Abuja 2 weeks ago. Minister of State for Police Affairs Hajia Iman Sulaiman Ibrahim says the federal government will soon start the withdrawal of police personnel from VIP security duties in order to develop a community policing strategy. She stated this during a 2-day retreat. The minister said the key mandate of the ministry is developing and implementing a harmonized police reform report, amending the Police Act, executing Mr. President's directive on the withdrawal of personnel from VIP, among others. The federal government has been advised not to renew the license of distribution companies Disco that are not providing better service to the masses. Catch details of this in the business news by 7 a.m. The West African Examination Council has concluded plans to migrate its West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination for private candidates examination diet from paper and pencil tests to computer-based examinations. A statement by the council explained that the innovation would commence with WAEC for private candidates 2024 first series. The exam will be held in February 2024. On the international scene, U.S. President Joe Biden says hospitals in the Gaza Strip must be protected, adding he hopes for ceasefire action by Israel. His comments come after the World Health Organization describes Gaza's largest hospital, Al-Shifa, as nearly a cemetery. Now that's it on the news this morning. Before you go, let's have a look at the major stories. The organized labor is starting their nationwide strike today. A university student has been remanded in prison for killing his girlfriend in Port Harcourt. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden says hospital in Gaza must be protected. The news was edited by Chioma Ezewafa. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 008-721-7215. I'm Ifechuku Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.